Hello students, today we will start a new chapter in English for class 10th. It's chapter number 5 in the book Footprints Without Feet. The title is also Footprints Without Feet by H.G. Wells. First of all, let us know something about the author. The author is H.G. Wells, which means Herbert George Wells, who was an English writer. He has written dozens of novels, short stories and works of social commentary, a satire and even books on recreational war games. He is best known for his science fiction and is often called the father of science fiction. This chapter actually, Footprints Without Feet, it is an extract, it is a part from his famous novel The Invisible Man. Okay, it was also in the syllabus of class 12th before last year. So let us start the chapter. We'll start it point wise. The very first point means when the chapter begins, that is muddy imprints. Actually, two boys, they were highly surprised. They saw what? Muddy imprints or muddy impression on steps, or you can say muddy impression of steps on the ground of a house in London. Now, these were fresh footmarks of a barefooted man. Barefooted means without shoes or slippers. The boys followed them continuously. The impressions means the imprints of the foots, okay, got fainter and fainter, and finally what happened? They disappeared completely. Now, what was the mystery behind this? The mystery of footprints. Next point. Now, the mystery of footmarks or footprints was quite simple. Actually, the boys were following a scientist, okay, and he had just discovered how to make human body transparent, or you can say invisible. Means those footprints were of a scientist who had discovered to become invisible. Okay, now let us know something about that scientist. Griffin, great but eccentric scientist. Okay, now this scientist, Griffin, he was a very great scientist. He carried out various experiments to prove that human body could be made invisible. So what he did, he swallowed some rare drugs, okay, and because of the effect of that drugs, his body became invisible. And that scientist, he was a lawless person, means who did not follow any law. Now Griffin's landlord, he wanted to get rid of this scientist Griffin because he did not like him. He disliked that scientist Griffin. So his landlord wanted that the home should be vacated as soon as possible. Now Griffin, after knowing all this, Griffin became very angry, and in revenge what did he do? He set fire to the house. Okay, so he was an eccentric scientist. Now next point we can say unseen when naked. Okay, this scientist Griffin, he had to remove all his clothes when he wanted that no one should see him, because if he used to wear clothes, these clothes would be seen easily. So whenever he wanted to become invisible, he had to remove all his clothes and he had to remain most of the time without clothes. Now he had no money with him, okay, there was no money left with him. So he left footmarks whenever he moved. This was the problem. Now he had to get some money, and this problem of footmarks also should be removed. The next point is in a big London store. Now, actually, that was the time of winter season, and he used to remain naked most of the time so that he could not be seen. The air was bitterly cold and Griffin was feeling cold just because he was naked. So instead of walking about the street, what he did, he entered a London store for warmth so that he can get himself comfortable there. He enjoyed the pleasure of clothes and food very freely entering that big store. He fitted himself out with warm clothes at that place. He became fully dressed up. What did he do? He wore shoes, an overcoat, a hat, and after putting on clothes, he became visible. He had some wine from that shop, okay, from that store. He had some wine, meat, coffee, sweets, and he enjoyed there. He didn't wake up until the assistant came in the morning or assistant arrived in the morning. Okay, when they came near, he panicked and began to run. But he could not become invisible because he was wearing the dress that he had got. So he had to remove all those clothes that he was wearing or the newly got or newly found clothes that he has worn. Okay, so he had to remove everything. Now once more he was naked, though invisible, but it was the season of January, means the season of winter. So he was feeling cold. Next point is in Drury Lane. Now, Griffin hurried to Drury Lane from there because the people were following him. The Drury Lane actually was a center of theatre world. He found a shop he was searching for. Then what he did, he came out wearing bandages over his head, glasses, false nose, and side whiskers. Then he has also got a large hat. Then what he did, he attacked a shopkeeper and robbed him of all the money he could find. So today we will do up till here. We will continue the chapter in the next video.